Hey everyone, welcome to the Love Your Body podcast. On today's episode, we're basically going to be talking about moving on up. Okay, so I am super excited. There's been so many amazing things that have been manifested, been in the works for years that have just been coming to fruition. But first, I just want to thank everyone who has been listening, who subscribed, left a review, followed the brand for years, followed for days, whatever it is. No matter where you're at on your lifestyle journey, no matter where you've been. I'm just thankful that you're here and it means the world. So basically, it's just been a crazy couple of weeks. I mean, from getting moved in officially to the back of my house with all the renovations and everything. I bought the house not this past April, but the April before for my brother. He is dyernashville.com. He's Dyer Real Estate. So I was super thankful for that and to get to have him. And he's one of our sponsors on the podcast. And that really uh, was a great basically I literally said to him, I want to have a kind of rental and you know like regular properties that I could live. And he was like, oh, I know one of those. And I was like, oh, for real? And so it was one of those things. I just set out the intention and it ended up happening, which was super cool. And so the front part of my house is actually an Airbnb, and the back part that we renovated is where I live. And so people are really confused by that, but basically imagine the house is cut in half. Okay. But it's like there's a wall just like breaking up the house. Okay. So they have access to the front, which is the living room, a queen bedroom, king bedroom, and full bath, and then a kitchenette. And then the back side of the house, where you come in my door, is in straight into a utility like bathroom. So we got like a washer dryer stackable unit, and then we have a tub, bathroom vanity, all that. And then you walk in and you have this amazing kitchen. My parents did the whole remodel. And we had some contractors and stuff, and it was just just amazing to have their support and have in doing that. And my brother my other brother who did the cabinets for us and stuff. So it's been a whole family edition, which has been really cool and helped me to see and feel very thankful over the past really few months especially. And so coming out of the show and being able to move into the house and like have that without the renovations going on has been amazing. Also with my injury, things have been really oh yeah, and then on the rest of the back of the house there's a living room, and then we have the backyard and a bedroom and everything, and just so much space, and it's just so nice. And so I'm super thankful for that. And I manifested that whole scenario. And there's so many different things that happened that led to that point of us connecting about that. It wasn't like my brother sought me out. It was just like a random thing that happened to be together, and we don't really see each other a lot because he's my half brother and everything. And he has his own family and is many years older than me. And so the fact that like we started talking about that, and then literally a week later I looked at the house, and then literally a month later I bought it. Like it was just such a cool thing. From there, I've been manifesting a lot of public speaking engagements because you guys know I love the podcast, and I got referred into by Jody Studio, who was a coworker back in the day when I worked at a regular gym in Franklin, and she basically referred me to the Music City FitCon. And so Jamie, who spearheaded that, she reached out and was like, we'd love to have you come speak about whatever topics you want, 2 classes. So I talked about loving your body through movement, and I talked about becoming a female entrepreneur. And that was amazing. I literally sitting together, putting that PowerPoint up, guys, like I haven't done a PowerPoint since like, I don't know, 2010. Like I didn't even think I did them in college, really. I think I let other people do them in college for me. Like I was so bad with that stuff. And I used Keynote on Mac Airbook, and like it was amazing. And I just like picked and played, but I had all these videos from Cinema 83, these photos from Annette McNamara, these photos from Amber Larkins with photography. I had all these things that I invested money in over the years. And I was just like, yes. And it was like, it's so exciting to go through my journey. And I posted a little bit out on my Instagram, if you saw, and being able to like make that presentation. And so the first one, like you ended up talking for about an hour. The second one I talked for an hour and a half, and it was just so special. So to all the women that came to that one, came to that, like, thank you so much. And for everyone who has been looking at my posts and my reels about it and everything, like it really means the world. And that was such a great moment because I had done virtual paid speaking engagements, but I never got to do an in-person speaking engagement. So that was pretty epic. And then this past week I went to work out with my coach and, in the borough and everything. And it was one of those things where it was like, yeah, we're going to start going heavy. And like, we went from 0 to 100 real fast. Like for those of you, I used to do back squatting. Like I would do 300 pounds. I did 325 at competitions. Like, you know, so to go back to just a barbell, and even before that, just like dumbbells, I mean, it was a very humbling experience. And so basically to get to, today, or not today, whenever it was, doing, looking back at it and saying like, okay, I'm going to set the intention of, I don't know, doing my squats and whatever. I kind of just left it up to him. I was like, yeah, I've been going heavy, but like, I'm just slowly increasing. And he's like, cool, well, we're going to really take it up today. And I mean, it was a big jump, but my back didn't hurt. My leg didn't hurt. And so I just felt so successful with that. It's been doing well for the past like 4 weeks. So I'm like rocking and rolling with that and getting the strength back up. And so I hit 225 for 5 and my back squat, and I did 658 on the leg press. And like, it even sounds crazy to talk about these numbers because for 2.5 years, I feel like I haven't really been posting about like really, really about the numbers and stuff. I kind of am like, okay, that was a heavy deadlift, but it's like, you almost like don't want to compare back to what you were doing because it's really, you can't anymore. Like with strongman and bodybuilding, it's so different. But I mean, it's almost kind of like, well, I mean, you still lift up 500 pounds. So is this really a lot? But it's like, no, this is still really a lot. And from coming back from starting at zero, I just, oh man, I'm like so proud. And it wouldn't have happened without my coach, without my trainer, without having people supporting, without, having the right kind of programming for me and not listening, like listening to that intuition, but not listening to, it could have been easy to be like, oh, well, those girls are doing that weight, so I need to up it or I need to do whatever, but just really just being like intentional and be like, my health is the main priority. So let's keep that in check. And then like from there, let's just, see what we can do. And so, yeah, so that was super cool. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm just in such a grateful time period right now. Like, and I've always been very grateful for things, but it really is just to be able to sit in my house and breathe, like is amazing. The drive is awesome to the gym. Like it's not, it's not crazy. To see the love that my parents have for me and giving back in this way has been amazing. To the friends who have, come over and actually seen the house and like stay the night and all this stuff, whatever. Like it's just been really cool. Like my girls came up and we went to the bodybuilding show. Girls I competed against, by the way, and literally like lost to, essentially, came up and I mean we had the best time. We went to the bodybuilding show in Chattanooga and we cheered on my posing coach who you've seen on the podcast or heard on the podcast, Alexa Endicott. Anyway, and she came on but yeah, and so she competed and got third, and she did a great job in the bikini. I can't even talk right now in that division. And so, it was really cool to get to watch her, see the sponsors. Ambition Threads was there, Relentless Pursuit was there, Carbon Culture was there, like everybody I knew. So it was more just fun to like go around, hang out, talk, check everybody out, and just sit and enjoy the day. And my girl China had come and picked me up, and then me, her, and Katie like headed back to my house for the night afterwards. And it was just such a nice time. And like really, again, I talk on here so many times about balance and balance and balance, and that felt like a good balance. I didn't have to have my booth. I just kind of, was there representing myself. I talked to the promoter. I talked to sponsors. I mean, it felt very natural. And I love that. And it's so cool that the brand is starting to grow in that sport as well and be recognized. And so I'm very thankful for the opportunities that are coming from doing the bodybuilding show. And also the recognition is nice in terms of like working hard, fighting for what I want, all that stuff, like I do love, the support in that. But yeah, it's just been super cool. And I'm trying to think of all the things that we have coming up. From, in the first of the year, we will do the Get Your Movement In Challenge. So stay tuned for that. I got my client Christmas party coming up. I am actually going to, I'm going to Tennessee Glamping. So you guys have heard me talk about them before. This weekend, and it's gonna be really cool. And I'm doing that and just as like a getaway, like a reset, because this will be the first Saturday that I haven't trained clients besides my show in like a year. And it will be really cool to just be able to wake up on a Saturday morning and yeah, and just have that. And I went around this time last year too. So it's kind of like a tradition now. And they had an opening and I was like, hey guys, like I'm reaching out. What's up? And I'll be posting about being there and stuff too and everything. But it's a really cool spot. And it's just like outside the city. They got a bonfire, hot tub. It's like the best best Airbnb essentially, but like with a view and mountains, and it's just awesome. So I'm super pumped. So that's gonna be some really needed self-care time. And being aware enough to know that, guys, like, is very important because as an entrepreneur, as I've talked with multiple of my guests on here, you know, you run and you run and you run. You want to help people. You want to help people. You want to do so much for everyone else. But at the end of the day, like, you have to put yourself first because that's what's going to keep you going for longer. And it's going to help everyone as well. And I feel like so mature for saying that. Like, I feel like my 24-year-old self was like, nope, she's full of it. Like, nope, like, that, don't do it. Like, you just keep going, grind, 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 grind. But it's like, no, you can take a couple of days. You can take and kind of not even step back, but just like step into and like really like thrive in that and be like, look at all what, like, even taking the day to like be able to go do that public speaking engagement, looking at everything I've done and looking at that PowerPoint, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, there has been a lot that's happened in the past 5 years, you know? And so when people say like, "Man, you sure do a lot," I'm kinda like, "Man, I'm just going, I'm going, I'm going." When I look back at it, I'm like, "I forgot about that, and I forgot about this." And when Jake came on the podcast, you know, we talked about how he remembers me and had known me for like 5 years ago, and I had no idea. Like, I thought he just started following me and like was like, "Hey, I wanna come on your podcast," you know? So I had no idea that that was like the people have been watching for that long and stuff like that. So that's why I say again, like, thank you guys so much. Like, you don't understand, like, when you wear a shirt, when you order a sweatshirt, when you know, buy some fight or try some, or, you know, even just share it with a friend or, you know, be like, hey, this podcast could really help you stay motivated or help, you know, whoever, like, you guys are helping to set the example and grow the mission, you know, and that is something that I've always dreamed of having, and so I'm very thankful, um, and, really appreciative of all of it, and, yeah, I mean, we have all of that going on. I'm still training, you know, at Next Level Fitness, so it's right there off Church Street in Nashville. So it's the only location I train at. Clients come in, you know, and it's a beautiful, large, you know, personal training studio. So I'm very happy to always be there and everything. And you know, Fight is now back in all Nutrition Factory stores, so it's sold out there. So go by there and pick some up, or you can pick some up on my website, dailyfitness.com, under the gear section. You know, podcast is rocking and rolling. Trying to think, bodybuilding, all that is going good. I know everyone's very inquisitive about that in terms of like, Dani, like, what are you eating? What are you doing? Whatever. And so I'll be posting more about kind of meal prepping and some of my meals and things like that. But I realized that for so long, honestly, I just gotten so much, you know, shit for eating what I ate, you know, whether it was like, oh, your sweet potatoes should be seasoned this way. Oh, you're having like beef, it should be the leanest. It should be this. Like, I mean, there's always a critique from people that did not, first of all, had no right to tell me what to do. But also, secondly, like, even if they were in in the fitness professional, whatever world, like, get off my food. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? And it gave me a kind of a complex about it. And I just really am so over that now. And I will be sharing, you know, stuff that I do. But again, you wanting my exact plan, guys, is not going to be helpful to you because your body has to be tailored for your movement, your food, your lifestyle. Unless you are running around doing exactly what I'm doing, working out exactly how I'm working out, and you have the exact same body, size, shape, everything as me, like, then no, you are not doing the same meal plan. So it's just interesting to hear that a lot. And again, I partner with a registered dietitian for my clients' meal plans and help them on their journey with that. And that's completely different than what I do, you know. But when I started out, yeah, that was exactly how it went down. Grocery list, macro split, learning about macros, learning what food looks like, you know, and the sizing of it, all that. You know, so again, it's just you should be evolving with different seasons. So anyway, so all that to say, it's just you know, this is a very growth season in every aspect. Like, you'll see me tag improvement season on my post, but bodybuilders say that when, like, basically it means like they're putting on weight in this time frame because they want to put on more muscle and get bigger, while also looking very lean and shredded and stuff when they go on stage. So this is kind of like their bulking phase or whatever. So they call it like improvement season. And really for me, I talked to my coach about that the other day. It's like, it's still not like, for me, it's still different. Like, I am not actually, I'm not going to be putting on 40 pounds, you know, to gain the muscle that I need to. Like, I already have so much muscle. It's just slowly building up my glutes again because past, my injury, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do barbell RDLs. I couldn't do hip thrusts with even a band or just body weight. I couldn't do any of that to prepare for this last bodybuilding show, or my first ever once I did. So I did essentially no glute work besides like, hamstring curls and like some deadlifts, some squats. So I didn't really ever get to like tailor that. So, now it's focused on building that while staying lean and everything. And I love this body size, and I love, how strong I still feel. And, to be able to back squat now 225 again, I mean, that was significant, and I feel good with that. And it just goes to show you that all the split squats, all the conditioning, all the stairs, all the things, like it all helps you to just be an overall well-rounded athlete. And that's like my clients have been talking about doing like the turkey trot or Thanksgiving, like 5K. And I'm like, yeah, you could go run that. And they're like, oh, well, no, I need to like get prepped. I need to get ready for it. It's like, like you've been doing like everything that you need to be able to like run that. Like you are fit enough and healthy enough. Now, I'm not saying that you are your lowest weight ever and that's why you can run. No, I'm saying you strength train and you have a healthy lifestyle regimen for my clients, and you're putting in the work. So you should be able to do that. And so as a trainer, that's how I kind of look at, getting my people functionally fit versus just being like focusing on one thing only, like only hit workouts or only this or only that or only cardio. Like, it's like, no, like it needs to have a balance with a major focus in strength training, because that's going to help us build lean muscle, obviously. But again, those walks for your stress relief, those cardio sessions where you overcome 100 floors on the Stairmaster, those moments that you hold a plank for a minute, or 30 seconds or whatever your goal is that day. Like those are what creates athletes and creates amazing, just like healthy lifestyle people, and it's super special to watch all of them. And I'm so thankful for them. And everybody's kind of in a great routine and, doing a lot of online programming. So if you have any questions on that and want to work with me one-on-one, I do have online programs available as well as virtual sessions. And yeah, and we are, getting into the season where it really is like stay on your grind, like stay on it with your food and everything like that, or be like, oh yeah, Thanksgiving's coming up, and stop now when we just got into, like, I mean, we're not even, yeah, like in November. So I mean, you have 3 weeks before the holiday even sets in, and then we have, I guess, 3 weeks after that until Christmas does. So, I mean, it's a significant amount of time to feel good. And I'm not saying drop a bunch of weight or anything like that, guys. Like, just to simply feel not bloated and feel like you've been watching your food and you're on a consistent regimen. So that way, when you do have, the nice Thanksgiving weekend or whatever, you can chill and you don't have to explain yourself to anyone. You don't have to explain how you want to eat this, but you're on your diet and you're doing this, whatever. It's like, no, like just eat the food. Like, and I feel like that's a freedom that doesn't come naturally. And especially if you're always been critiqued by your food, like how I have my whole life. So, really just like honing into like what you're doing and knowing that you're doing it for you and not for others is going to be so incredibly special in your journey. And that's how I feel really and truly right now with everything that I've done, everything that maybe was looked at as crazy, or I can't, like no support or this or that or whatever, or what it felt like over the years. It's just really kind of coming into fruition. And yeah, so I'm very, very thankful and excited. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, Dani at dandyfitness.com on email, or you can go on Instagram. That's the easiest way. I'm going to get back to you at dandyfitness1 on all platforms. But until next time.